computer output. So yeah, much better, much better.
I have a question quickly. You're running the presentations, right?
Yes, we're running the presentation.
We just speak over the presentation. Okay, good. Thank you.
All right, we're starting now. Starting now, guys. Please write in the chat.
Well, hello and welcome to the first ever live broadcast of the Lighthouse program. We're coming at you live from Stockholm. I'm Vincent Weir, co-founder of Invinio Growth, MasterCard's partner in running Lighthouse. And with me in the studio today is Mats Tarleton from MasterCard, the visionary behind the Lighthouse program. And before I turn the mic over to Mats and give him a chance to tell you a bit about the program, I want to ask everybody to please silence your microphones and turn off your video cameras unless you're one of the designated speakers at a later point in the program. So thank you so much. And Mats, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Vincent. So I'm really, really happy to be here in the spring session final of the Lighthouse program, and also the brand new program we call the Lighthouse Massive program. You know, both of these programs and the aim with Lighthouse is to find collaboration, cooperation, and innovation together again. So I hope we will have to see a lot of collaborations going forward. I really need to thank you, everybody, the companies, our partners and everything, because joining us this year was special. We had to go fully online and really change our networking approach. And also thank you to Latitude 59 who has arranged a hybrid conference for us here. So thank you for that. We are really meeting up. We haven't met physically, but I really think, and I really believe we will meet up in the future in new events here. So with that, I hand over to you, Vincent.
Yeah, thanks, Mats. These are indeed unprecedented times, and nevertheless, we are happy to be back at Latitude 59, albeit in a slightly different format. Once again, showcasing the talent and unstoppable force of this tech ecosystem here in the Nordics and Baltics. This is a world where everyone is being asked to adapt faster than ever before. That's no longer an advantage, it's a requirement. Bold pivots are part of our daily life. And that's why we think that there's never been a better time to learn and act like a startup, which is part of the reason why in this session and throughout Lighthouse, we're trying to act as much like a startup ourselves. This session in particular will be moving very quickly. So over the next 90 minutes, you will hear and meet all of the companies that have participated in Lighthouse in the fall. That includes our Lighthouse program, which is focused on fintechs and partnerships with banks. It also includes Lighthouse Massive, which is our very new inaugural program dedicated to social impact companies. So you'll meet those firms. We will determine a winner for both programs. That is the structure we have set up. And more importantly, for some companies, you'll get to meet the winner for each of the local markets that we have been in. So Lighthouse shifts around each of the capitals in the Nordics and Baltics. This past spring, we were in Copenhagen, Oslo, and Tallinn. And so each of those markets will have a winner as well. With that, we're now going to go straight into the pitches. Again, please keep your microphones and your video cameras off to save bandwidth for the rest of us. And let's go straight into our first pitch. I'm going to give one word of introduction before each of these companies. Our first company is run by the entrepreneur Jeppe Claesson, who just this year was nominated to EY's list for Entrepreneur of the Year. Welcome, Penni.io.
Hello, my name is Esben Seifert, and I have the pleasure of going through the Penni Connect demo during the next 2 or 3 minutes. Penni is a company that was established in 2016. We are completely focused on online sales and insurance. We have a management team that's combined has worked 50 years in the insurance industry within IT, partner distribution partners, and customer behavior for online purchasing. We built Penni Connect because we see a gap between what insurers are offering their partners, the distribution partners, and what the distribution partners want. So in short, this is no surprise to anyone, online sales is rising across all aspects of services and goods. Distribution partners working with the insurance industries today are providing up to maybe even 90% digital customer engagement. This is a neobank up in the Nordics that has this number. So they are online, they want to support their customers in making simple decisions online. If we're looking into the insurance companies, they have not been focused on digital customer journeys, and let alone not focused for digital customer journeys for partners. So the insurance industry has done very, very well for the last 5-10 years. They are in a huge digitalization transformation, moving funds into claims processes, into service processes, making the customer experience better. They have not had a burning platform on distribution. Offline channels have worked very, very well. So there's a gap now where distribution partners are heading with their online offerings and what the insurance companies can support them with. On the top of that, IT projects are top of mind. Digitalization is a top 3 topic in the insurance industry. So all IT resources are scarce and tied up in claims projects, self-service projects. So if you combine these 3 things, you have a distribution partner looking to involve their offering to the end user, but not being supported by the insurer. Together, you're missing out on a huge potential to generate sales. I think during the next few years, you'll be risking losing a partner if you're an insurance company, if you're not supporting online sales. And obviously, if you're not supporting and you're losing a partner, you're not going to be selected by the partners. So what we bring to the table is a middle layer called Penni Connect. It lies on top of your core systems. We do not start IT projects. Our experience from the insurance industry helps us to do this. We provide a widget, a checkout, a CMS, so a full customer journey, which you can embed in any distribution partner's digital touchpoint. It's JavaScript we deliver a few hours, and the customer journey is embedded. We've been around since 2016. We're completely focused on online sales and insurance. Conversion optimization is our main focus. Our business model is also the more success you get, the more success we have. I'll go into detail if you need that. So yeah, we've been around now in the Nordics, France, UK. We're working, expanding, we're growing our sales. A couple of new clients just joined us last week, so we're happy to announce them soon. If you're interested to hear more about what we offer and go in detail, reach out to me or some of my colleagues. And thanks very much for listening to Penni Connect.
Thanks so much, guys. Back here in the studio with me is my colleague from Invinio, Eleanor Henlopen, who is here to help me ask some questions to each of the startups. So we will ask one. And this first one is to the Penni team. You guys work a lot with insurance companies. How is that different than partnering with banks, which is where Lighthouse is focused?
Daniel, are you there?
I have a hypothesis for the Nordics, which is that actually banks are significantly ahead of where insurance companies are. And the amount of collaboration and cooperation I've seen within Nordic banks is unique for 2 reasons. First, Nordic banks are extremely big and unconsolidated relative to other markets. And that's not like insurance companies where there's basically 6 global providers. So from a banking's point of view, the Nordics are forced to enter into collaborations more so relative to their peers. And it obviously works out really well with initiatives like P27. The first ever connected cash machines are here in the Nordics. Some interesting side effects. So obviously a little bit of technical difficulties with our friends from Penni, but thank you guys so much for your pitch, and great to have you in the program. So up next is a company that I personally have a lot of respect for. We've gotten to work with them both inside and outside of Lighthouse. And they've raised more than 2 million euros since their founding. Welcome to Shopbox.
Hey,
my name is Christian, and I'm the chairman and co-founder of Shopbox.com. I would like to present Shopbox, which of course I think is an amazing company. We have been working for many years to build the most intelligent system for the small retailer. We believe that the market of physical retail will be connected in any way in the future. And we believe that all will have a cloud-based point of sale in a very short future, whereas most people today have an e-server-based solution. This will change significantly over the next few years. And we have a vision to be part of this ecosystem by providing this simple yet very powerful solution. Today, what we sell is an intelligent point of sale solution with inventory, staff, customers, and even e-shop. So basically it has everything you need to start your business, and you can start receiving payments in the Danish market now in 3 days time. So It's very fast onboarding. It's everything you need to run your business, and we get almost half of our clients now from referrals from other clients, so it must be a good product. We focus on 3 different segments: the QSR, quick service restaurants, the retail, and the services segment. Then also we have a construction segment that we will start working on with a big partner later on this year. Our team is very good, a lot of experience, but also young people. So we have everything to make it work. And we recently got Andreas Iversen on board as the new CEO, and he also became a major shareholder in the company. So the team is excellent, and that's also very important for us because we know that no product does anything by itself. It's all about the people. Our sign of potential is big. We have been growing on almost every KPI there is. The ones that we're very proud of is that we almost 5-doubled the lifetime value of our clients the last year alone, and that our MRR has been almost doubled in the last year also. Our expectations for 2020 are even higher, so it's really exciting to be part of Shopbox right now. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.
Thanks so much for that, Christian. And I see you're waiting to jump on this question here. Let me ask it to you. It's a bit of a long one. So we help companies that are interested in moving into the payment space, and I found there's a couple of reasons why. One, payments is a nearly $2 trillion market that is growing faster than global GDP, so it's huge. And it's also a place where non-traditional players have had a lot of success. So on that note, though, it is quite a local market. It's described as local by default, where winners are constrained to certain geographies. Clearly, there are some exceptions like MasterCard, who's managed to create global networks. But how are you guys approaching this problem of geography when it comes to growth?
You know what? That's a very good question. And we actually see this as very much as an advantage that you do need to have this local reach, because we may not be the best company out there in the world, but we have the best local presence in the Nordics. So a Square, for example, is a competitor of ours, but they're not really present in the Nordic markets because you need to have a good customer support. You need to have people. If your POS stops working, everything stops working. So we see this as an opportunity, and that's also why we have the strategy of consolidating the Nordic market within the next 3 or 4 years, together, of course, with big payment partners and everyone around the ecosystem that we're working. So it's really exciting. And thank you for inviting us to the Lighthouse program. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to work with you guys. Up next is a company that is near and dear to my heart as one of the only companies with an American employee and CEO. Welcome, Sunny Long from Pi Systems.
Hi, my name is Sunny, and I'm representing Pi Systems today to talk to you about our product, Pi VAT, which is looking to untax tourism, specifically the tax-free shopping market. Over $70 billion every year are spent on tax-free goods globally, and more than 50 countries support this massive market. And to date, there have been 2 major incumbents that have really dominated this market, but through a very analog approach. Think paper forms, waiting in line, as well as hefty fees before you can get your refund. With Pi, we're changing that. We've created a fully digital process that allows tourists and merchants to do VAT refunds hassle-free. And a little comparison on how it works. So in today's market, at the store, you need to fill out some paper forms. You have to queue at the airport, sometimes more than 45 minutes. And then at home, you need to wait anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks before seeing your refund. With Pi, things are much easier. You scan a QR code, scan a boarding pass, and take a picture of what you bought once you get home. Total time is much less, total fees are much less, and customers are much happier. This is just one example of a happy customer that used Pi recently, as well as a few examples of where the current competitors fall short. And we're only just getting started. Last year, we notched over 25% month-on-month growth. We work with hundreds of stores, thousands of transactions, and 4 global offices that house our 10 employees. And our leadership team has roots deeply embedded in Silicon Valley, tech, as well as retail. And coupled with global advisors and investors, we're really looking to change the game. Thank you for your time, and we are Pi VAT.
Thank you, guys. So obviously, tourism and travel, and I imagine tourism spending has been hit hard by COVID-19. And I'm just wondering if you guys are following the advice of the Sequoia founders, who in their Black Swan version 2 memo earlier this year said that the company should double down on the product and come out of the forest fire with some with a renewed sense of position, or are you guys thinking about pivoting? You've built a great platform. How are you thinking about using it?
So hey everyone, my name is Malte, obviously not Sonny, as he's based in California. It's a bit early for him, so I'm heading the European business. It's a great question, and to be honest, I joined the company in the midst of the COVID-19, and I think that's just a perfect example of we actually just, as you mentioned, doubling down, and we are refining our product a bit. We are not looking to pivot. We have found kind of the perfect space for us at the moment, and we actually do see, even with tourism being at a complete halt, that business is going quite okay. We do see merchants signing on. We do see tourism picking up, and we do believe that we truly have a place in making sure that tourism going back in a safe manner. By being completely digital, we don't have any kind of interaction. So we want to help restore economy, and tourism being 10% of GDP. I think we are the right ones to do that.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm so glad. At first, Eleanor, when the Penni guys were having trouble connecting, I was wondering if I needed to just be a bit more Finnish and wait longer for people to start talking. But it seems that actually people are on the line now, which is great. So excellent. Our next company is the oldest company to ever enter Lighthouse program, founded in 1999, but as you will see here in a few seconds, has recently decided to spin off a very innovative branch of the company. Welcome, Unwire.
Hi, my name is Jakob Eisen, and I'm a co-founder of the new entity within Unwire called SoftPay.io. SoftPay is based in Copenhagen with approximately 20 employees. We just raised 3 million euros for development of SoftPay. So let me tell you a little bit more about SoftPay. Many retailers really like to serve their customers directly at the floor where the customer is, including completing the payment. They also want to be able to open and close sales points, which often is a problem today. They also see many of the existing terminals very clumsy, heavy, expensive, and even not supporting innovative services. That's why we did SoftPay. So SoftPay is an app turning a standard Android device into a contactless payment device. It supports PIN codes. We have no limitations regarding amount, and it's approved by the card schemes. So let me show you here how it works, where an HER system connects for our payment terminal directly at the same device. So what you see here is HER connecting. The customer is now typing in PIN, and the payment is completed, all done at the same terminal. So we see three verticals that really love this kind of services: retailers, hospitality, and transport. Retailers, the large retailers, they like to serve their customers directly at the sales floor. Smaller retailers, they want to easy download and payment application, including HR system. Hospitality, they want to use their existing ordering devices as a payment device as well. And transport companies, they like, for instance, if train buses, to sell tickets and do the validation on the same device. So SoftPay.io in short. We are making an app, an Android app, that is turning a device into a traditional Android device into a payment terminal. We have already more than 3,000 terminals ordered. We have already the major payment schemes ready, including all the larger payment instruments, physical cards, mobile payments. We are not having any limitations based on the amounts. It's certified and safe and secure. And we believe we have the best-in-class APIs and the best documentation and support. Thank you for listening.
Thank you guys so much. So I just have to say thank you to OnWire. You guys run the mobile payment system for my hometown of Dallas, Texas. That transportation system is the DART. Really appreciates your work. So thanks. And my question is actually related to that and also to the new business. So if you think about your two lines of transportation, payments, and also retail, both of those sectors obviously also affected by COVID-19. Yet you guys have been able to raise some capital and you're growing. So can you just talk us through some of the changes that you guys have had to make as a result of the circumstances we are in?
Actually, I think that we have not really experienced issues with regards to Corona. I think this is a new product completely disrupting the market for payment terminals. And we've actually seen that retailers has had time to look into new products because they have actually been shut down. So they've had some people, resources that could look into how should the future of their business be. And in many cases, they see the future, including the soft pay payment terminal, simply because you can simply change the shopping experience by serving customers on the shop floor, basically, and receive payment on the shop floor as well.
Super interesting. And so not an excuse if your company is suffering. You can't blame the virus is what it sounds like, but interesting. Thank you guys so much. So our final company in the Danish class is taking advantage of the low rent prices that Corona is affording, because I saw that they just moved into a brand new 3-story office with their nearly 40 employees. Welcome, Cardlay.
Hello, greetings from Copenhagen. My name is Vlad, and I'm CPO of Cardlay, and I will introduce you our front-end digital platform for commercial banks. So what we find in the market today is that the corporate cards market is significantly underserved on digital services. And this is because the corporate banks have been very slow due to regulations and compliance to deploy digital interfaces at scale for the corporates and the cardholders. And on the other hand, the corporates are willing to pay for digital solutions that will help them streamline their corporate card handling and additional services for their cardholders. This is where we find our commercial opportunity. Cardlay is a PSD2 ready real-time platform for corporate banks, where we are a middleware and a digital infrastructure that is sitting between the banks, the cardholders, and the corporates. As a white label platform, we have built a standard services for the market leading banks. One as a marketplace of card services, and secondly, as a launchpad for new and emerging technologies. Our platform is centered around the APIs, and we provide the solution both for in a mobile service and desktop for the administration. Our solution is implemented at the largest commercial bank in the Nordics, SEB Eurocard, and also the largest issuer of MasterCard in the Nordic with 950,000 commercial cards. Our solution, again, is a single platform that is integrated on the issuer processor infrastructure and provides direct expense management and an automated VAT reclaim from corporate transactions. Cardlay creates a long-term value for issuing banks. The first one is savings from OPEX and digitalization. The second one is new revenues from cards and value spent, and also additional value-added services. And the third one, and very important, as a technology launchpad and a card scheme differentiator for the future. We're a Danish fintech with a global ambitions and a strong foundations and the partners in place. We already service the largest banks in the Nordics, and we're looking forward to signing some more. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Vlad. You guys have done some incredible work since you started the company, and one of the biggest accomplishments in my estimation is signing a partnership agreement with MasterCard, which you did this year. And so I'm just curious, how long did that process take? And obviously a lot of companies here are interested in doing the same thing. It's just the Lighthouse program after all. So what advice can you give to those companies on that process?
Well, it was absolute pleasure to work with MasterCard, and certainly, you know, working with such an open-minded and technology-focused organization was, you know, was fairly easy. I would say it took us somewhere between you know, 3 to 4 months, you know, concentrated time to do the deal. And but the support we have got was you know, fantastic. Certainly, you know, as a startup, we brought along into our, you know, existing processes and structures, but we definitely learned from MasterCard a lot and got a fantastic support, and we're continuing to get that.
Excellent. Well, that's exactly what we've heard from many of the other companies, and I believe.
I think it's time to show the winner of the Danish class, right? That's
right. So the 5 companies that you just heard are all based in Copenhagen, and as Eleanor mentioned, we have a winner for that class who will be competing with the companies for the winner of each other market for the winner of the entire program. So without further ado, congratulations to Shopbox and Christian. Amazing. Yeah, absolutely well deserved. And just want to say, that's a chance to
I'm speechless. Actually, I mean, I thought that we had maybe a chance, but these are really amazing companies, and I actually didn't think that we were going to win this one. So I'm very, very happy on behalf of the whole team. Of course, super exciting. I don't know what was going into the decision, but I hope that everyone's getting that we're trying to, you know, do something remarkable and not just change payment, but change the way that business is done. So thank you so much for this. It means a lot to us. Thank you.
Absolutely. And of course, a chance to win the entire program, but we will see what happens next. So on to the Norwegian market. Eleanor will lead us through some of those companies.
Yeah, we're actually starting with My Voice.
Yes, and My Voice, just a quick word on that team. I had the pleasure of actually meeting them in person before all the meetings went remote. And I can tell you from personal experience that Nicola Anderlich, the co-founder and COO, fantastic, very interesting guy. And before he started My Voice, was a professional football player for a long time. So welcome to My Voice.
My name is Craig, and I'm the VP of Enterprise at My Voice AI. And we're unlocking the power of the human voice. The emergence of digital virtual assistants, smart speakers, and chatbots has shown us that speech is the ultimate natural language interface. But one of the many problems is that I can control your phone as easily as you can. There's a problem with speaker identification. Who is speaking? Only with recent advances in machine learning and AI, and working with leading speech scientists, has My Voice been able to create technology that can verify a speaker with as little as a few words or a few seconds of free, unrehearsed speech. And that is language, dialect, and grammar independent. We've created a biometric engine that does speaker identification that is both phrase dependent and phrase independent. It can detect age and gender, emotion, and it all does this while language, dialect, and grammar independent. So what do we do now that we have an all speaking, all singing, all dancing BioCore engine? Well, we've got 3 specific places that we can implement it. In the enterprise in a centralized use case, mobile for decentralized, and on the edge for low power. The enterprise is an interesting one because it's centralized installation, and it's around the user experience, around not only speaker identification for the purposes of access, but also for fraud detection and cost reduction for industries like insurance, banking, call centers, and many places in the enterprise. Voice is very much implemented in the enterprise. Mobile is not only about mobile phones, that's the go-to place, but it's also about mobility, motor vehicles, motorbikes, car sharing, ride sharing, and in the home, moving around in the home and being independent of devices. And lastly, the very exciting bit, one of the exciting bits, is DNN on a chip, on a low power, low cost device that really is right at the edge. Where to from here? Well, this is not a experimental technology. It's not kind of academic technology. We've actually got this working and it is ready. We're in the process of commercializing. So this is our commercialization phase. We're going into the enterprise. We're implementing in call centers. We're implementing on mobiles, and we're also implementing on the edge. Give us a call. We'd like to speak to you.
Thank you, Greg and Nicola. So we were actually wondering, how has your Lighthouse experience been? What were the highlights?
There seems to be a common theme here in the first company from a class.
So.
Well, I managed to catch up with Nicola a few weeks ago, and he mentioned that in addition to the ongoing partnership discussions with D&D, which have been going extremely well, they've managed to connect with several of the other banks in the program. And I think that this is exactly what Lighthouse is all about, bringing banks in connection with interesting startups like MyVoice that are developing cutting edge stuff that, just frankly, the development of that technology does not belong in a bank. And I think Kathy from D&D said it really well. Banks can't do it all themselves. Nordic banks get that more than any other part of the world that I've seen personally. And it's certainly, this is one application. So thank you to MyVoice. The next company in the Norwegian class, which similar to MyVoice is actually headquartered in London, but that is neither here nor there. But it does explain this amazing statistic. And they were founded in 2019, so last year, and have raised $6.2 million in venture capital. Welcome, Keyless.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fabian, co-founder and COO of Keyless. We are a deep tech cybersecurity company building privacy-preserving biometric authentication solutions that are based on more than 10 years of research in biometrics and cryptography. As a team, we are experienced security experts, technologists, and business leaders who all set out on a mission with our team of 25 to enable anyone to seamlessly access any digital service from any device while keeping your personal data safe, private, and under your control. Which leads us into the problem. Authentication and identity management have fundamental issues, which all goes back to the trade-off of convenience and user experience versus privacy and security. We're introducing the world's first zero-knowledge biometric authentication and personal identity management platform that combines privacy-enhancing technologies with machine learning and modern biometric authentication methods that makes a platform that eliminates the need for businesses to store and manage passwords, cryptographic keys, biometrics, and other sensitive information without compromising on convenience and privacy for the user. Whereas an individual, there's nothing you need to remember. You authenticate with who you are. You remain in control of your data, which in turn also means that this is compliant to privacy regulations such as GDPR by design. In fact, far exceeds these requirements as we are not processing personal identifiable information. And we can achieve this through a novel distributed approach to biometric authentication. It's based on a cryptographic technique called secure multi-party computation that conceptually takes your face, transforms it into a number, splits it in many pieces, encrypts these pieces locally on your device. And then we're taking these one-way encrypted shares that were generated out of your face and match them through a cryptographic protocol whereby the result of that process is not simply a yes or no, but the reconstruction of your private key locally on your device that allows you to perform a one-time action such as logging into a service, authorizing a payment, or making a digital claim or signing a digital document with a signature, after which that secret disappears. And it is multi-factor by design with a possession factor of the device that can be any device with a front-facing camera, a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, independent of hardware vendor and operating system. The face as a physical biometric, where we're also ensuring for liveness detection to ensure you're a real human being, not a video or a picture. And we'll soon introduce behavioral characteristics such as keystrokes or swipes as an added layer of security without introducing any added friction for the user that we see as the foundation for disrupting authentication and identity management across sectors in use cases where at present we're very focused on passwordless authentication in the enterprise, predominantly the banking and fintech sector, with our keyless authenticator as a passwordless authentication solution for the employees, and our mobile SDK as a strong consumer authentication solution that complies to PSD2, strong customer authentication and GDPR requirements, and facilitates that process with a simple look in any front-facing camera.
Well, I guess that was the pitch. Thank you, Fabian. We do have an interesting question because we were just thinking, like as Vincent mentioned, keyless is about 1 year old, and you just raised until now over $6 million funding. And we were actually wondering, was there feedback from an investor that said no, that really helped you improving your business?
Well, very good question. I think there's always valuable feedback that we got. I think the most important ones is to keep focus on the market that has the largest demand, because our solution is quite horizontally applicable. And I think we found the use cases in terms of zero trust security. That's quite a hot buzzword in the enterprise security context. But more importantly, specifically in Europe, with the PSD2 strong customer authentication requirements, and focusing on the banking or financial services sector, which is a more traditional and obviously not the easiest market to crack, but that has been, I think, quite helpful feedback early on.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is our second company in Norway, and on to the third company in the class, but the first one to be, I think, physically located there is Lucidtech. And Lucidtech is a company that we met at Stockholm FinTech Week, which I strongly recommend to every company here in the audience today. Very well-run event, and one that where we got to meet Ståle when he was speaking there. So without further ado, Lucidtech.
Hey everyone, my name is Ståle and I'm co-founder and CEO of Lucidtech. The problem that we solve is the challenge of automating document-driven processes. When an enterprise wants to automate a high-volume document process, like an invoice process or a claims handling process, they are often limited by the fact that unstructured documents are difficult to process automatically on a computer. This can be a major problem and prevent the process from being automated. At Lucidtech, we help enterprises automate document processes with artificial intelligence. We have built powerful machine learning models that are capable of extracting and interpreting information from a wide range of unstructured documents. And this enables customers like Ubus to automate time-consuming and error-prone processes, reducing cost and increasing efficiency. And it enables customers like DNB to deliver exceptional user experiences in their mobile banking app to their 2 million customers.
I think that was a bit. I hope you're on the line, Ståle. We have a question though, because yeah, we just saw that you have a partnership with DNB. So how long did it take to come into the partnership, and what advice would you give the companies that are on the line right now to partner with banks?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, and I think one of the key experiences that we've learned when engaging with enterprises is that it's all about timing. And in our case, I think we were very lucky with the timing when we engaged with DNB, and so for that reason, the process went actually very quickly. So we were really impressed with how they were able to move, how fast they could move, and also that the understanding that it's a bit different when you're working with a smaller company as opposed to working with Microsoft or with IBM.
Yeah.
I can mention that.
Yeah, it's a good point around timing. It's something that we wrote about recently in our blog, but it is the most important reason why companies are accepted to the Lighthouse program is we take our partners' timing considerations very seriously, and then it's stuff that we look for as we engage with the ecosystem. So thank you very much, Ståle, for that. Our final company in the Norwegian class is certainly one of my favorites, and not just because co-founder Halvor was at McKinsey before he started Aprila Bank, but actually because he was an Olympic rower before he did either of those things. And I just think that's so cool. So without further ado, welcome Halvor and Aprila Bank.
Banking today is better than ever. You can get instant loans via your mobile. You can send money to your friends with a flick of a finger. You can use your card anywhere, or even your phone or your watch. Only problem is that you get 0% interest rate on your bank account. If you're a large business, the big banks will line up to compete for solving your every business need. You enjoy unlimited access to capital with the lowest interest rates ever. However, if you're one of the 99% small and medium-sized businesses, banking is a disaster. If you want to open an account, you have to physically go to a branch, and then you have to wait for weeks to get your account. You can just forget about getting loans. And if you want to buy something, for instance, office equipment, plane ticket, meal, you have to use your own damn credit card. You have to save the receipt, and you have to go through a very cumbersome reimbursement process. Why is this a problem? Well, it's a problem because SMEs actually represent 2/3 of all private sector jobs, and they represent 85% of all new job creation in society. So SMEs are the most important part of the economy, yet they have the shittiest access to financial services. Aprila's mission is to reinvent banking and to provide superpowers to small businesses. We do this by making credit and payment services available to small businesses where they are and when they need it. For instance, inside your invoicing system, once you've completed your invoice, you can choose to get paid right away instead of sending it out like normal and waiting 3 to 8 weeks to get paid. If you have an Aprila business credit card, you can purchase anything, anywhere. And if you have a credit line, you can pay your bills even if you don't have money on your account. How do we do this? We offer high interest rate accounts for retail customers, and then we use that money to provide liquidity and credit for SMEs. So far, Aprila has saved small businesses 1,800 years in waiting to get paid. And our goal is to help small businesses create 1 million sustainable jobs by the end of this decade. Join our mission to give small businesses superpowers. Thank you.
Thank you, Halvor. So yeah, as a bank focused on SMEs, you've probably been talking to a lot of founders. So do you think that this is a good time to start a company? So not necessarily focusing on the COVID situation, but the momentum in time right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's very well-proven wisdom that the time to start new businesses are in challenging environments. There is no better opportunity because there's lots of great people that are available on the market now. Marketing is cheaper than ever. This is where the fast-growing unicorns of the future. This is when to create them. Absolutely. So best timing ever.
Great.
And I would also point out, specifically for SMEs, tools like Aprila and other firms, we see a ton of companies focused on building SME solutions right now. I think it's never been a better time to start a company because a lot of the administrative hoo-ha is getting cut out of the process by exactly technology providers like you guys. So thank you so much for what you guys do.
Yes, thank you. I think it's time to reveal the Norway winner.
That's right. Yeah. So I think we have another video from Ludvig on this one. Thank you. Yes, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
We are both, I guess.
Just
yes, you are good. Did you expect this?
No, I didn't. Thank you so much. It's a big surprise. Thanks.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Any words you want to share?
I think the only thing I can think of right now is very surprised because I think that the other Norwegian participants, and I know almost all of them, are extremely compelling and have a great future ahead of them. So very, very, honored to be picked the winner from the Norwegian contingent.
Excellent. And so, and of course, the chance remains that there could be future awards in your future, however. So excited for you to stay on the line and wait for the grand reveal at the end of this session. Up next is Estonia. And, Estonia, extremely interesting market, obviously the hometown favorite here. And just some things that I've recently learned about Estonia. So my girlfriend is Finnish, and she says that when she listens to Estonians speak, it must be what me listening to her sounds like. And so I do find that to be true, having called a few Estonian companies on the phone. And of course, it's also one of the best startup ecosystems in the world. So not just creating some of the most startups per capita in Europe, but also, of course, home to some incredible companies like Skype, TransferWise, Bolt. I'm a huge Bolt fan. Oh my gosh, use it to get to work today. But the scooter version. So without further ado, let's get into the class from Estonia, and we will start with the company birthed from Skype and TransferWise. This company was founded in 2019 and it already has 36 FTEs. Welcome, Salv.
Hello, I'm Tavi, and I'm a co-founder and CEO of a company called Salv, and our mission is to beat financial crime. Our team is built of experts from banking, technology, product, engineering sectors. Most of us met at Skype or at TransferWise, and now we're building version 2 of the products that we did back there. The problem that we're resolving: money laundering scandals are quickly spreading across Europe and beyond. I think you have all seen the news about SEB, Danske Bank, Deutsche Bank, Revolut, and other companies were getting into trouble with money laundering and/or with regulators, as they're not able to follow the rules that they need to. And why it is happening so, you might ask. It's because criminal proceeds are split between the financial institutions. What it means is that there isn't a single large 1 billion transaction of dirty money flowing through one bank, but it's rather split into smaller pieces. And each bank in the network sees only one fraction of this criminal money. And obviously, they are not able to put this information into bigger contexts, and they're missing large networks of crime. And how we're helping to resolve this situation is that we're building a communication platform for the banks and fintechs that allows them to exchange the information about suspicious or criminal proceeds, so that the whole network of the banks can become smarter and they're able to spot the patterns that they cannot see today. And our progress so far has been pretty good. Thanks to MasterCard Lighthouse Incubator, we have been able to validate the idea over the last couple of months. We've got evidence from 2 local banks that it works for them. Now we're kicking off the phase 2 initial pilot with a number of local biggest banks in Scandinavia. And by the end of the year, we're going to gather some evidence from them. And lastly, we will do a beta launch early next year for the wider European network of the banks and fintechs, so they can get the benefit out from the technology as well. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Tavi. Obviously an awesome start for you guys. And I'm just curious, it must be like you're fighting bad guys. Are there any cool stories of when you've caught somebody that you can share with us? Probably a lot of confidential information, but just wondering if there's a good story.
Yeah, by design, if it's under Bank Secrecy Act and GDPR, there is no way I can publish it. But definitely, it's like really passionate. It's like I feel every day when going to work like a schoolboy who goes into like cops and criminals fight and like trying to beat the bad guys and exciting others to do that. So it's super exciting.
Yeah, and really incredible work that you guys have done getting off the ground and being a great advocate for the tech ecosystem, not just in Estonia, which is its own incredible resource, but really for the whole region. So thank you for your work. Up next is a company that when I was first preparing questions for today, I showed Eleanor that I wanted this question to be, why is privacy a right? And she said, maybe that's a bit too broad and we only have 1 minute for the question. So let's maybe switch it up. But with that in mind, Hive ID, welcome to the stage.
Hi, my name is Yuri, and I'm the CTO and co-founder of Hive Identity. Our modern identity platform helps simplify and secure onboarding customers and employees through solutions such as identity verification and passwordless sign-in. While doing e-commerce business with my co-founder in the US, we suffered from increasing payment fraud issues, and we're basically losing money due to that. The root cause seemed obvious. You don't know who you're dealing with. But the problem was even bigger than we thought. Identity is fundamentally broken. With millions of reported identity fraud incidents and data breaches resulting in leakage of passwords, accounts, how do you verify your identity and use your account in a secure way? Traditional identity verification methods primarily use your knowledge, something that you know, and possession, something that you have. But passwords can be phished and devices can be stolen. So what are you left with? Why not use something that cannot be stolen from you, something that you are? We at Hive Identity want you, the human being, to become the key to all digital interactions. With Hive, you're able to onboard and verify both your customers and employees in a matter of minutes, as well as let them sign in without passwords. All of the solutions of Hive Identity are combined into our dashboard, where you can see the verification reports and manage the identities of your users. The solutions are available via SDKs and API and can be seamlessly integrated into your own flow and used on any type of device across different channels. The identity management market is currently estimated to be around $10 billion, and by 2026 will reach $25 billion. Our focus is currently on telecom and fintech, and we are off to a great start with 3 paying customers, 11 customers testing, and 1 major pilot coming in September. Come visit us today at www.hive.id and experience the future of identity. And the best thing, you can get started for free. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Shirley. And you've been now in several programs, as you showed it on your last slide, including the Lighthouse program with its partnership focus. I'm just wondering if you can tell us something that you've learned about partnerships through the program and your work with other, how we can help other companies learn from that.
Yeah, great question. So basically, we have started quite recently, and as you've noticed, we've been through some of the programs, and we've participated in numerous competitions. And basically, Lighthouse from day one has been great in terms of the resources that you guys have been providing, and you know, the world, the current state of the world, obviously, you know, had its toll kind of on the program and the way it was run, and but still, you know, it was a great experience nevertheless, and a great help in terms of shaping the product further, getting those partnerships rolling, and getting the company off the ground. So yes, thank you very much.
And we'll have to follow up later with why is privacy a right? I'm personally curious. It's not a right in my country yet, so we'll get back on that one. Up next is a company that when I watched the pitch from these guys, I was so impressed with Karel, and I looked him up and I realized that he's been a C-level executive at 4 companies before graduating from university. So without further ado, welcome Montonio.
Hi, my name is Karel and I'm from Montonio. So traditionally, getting financing for a laptop will end up with you paying for about a MacBook and a half. And at the same time, 50% of people who choose financing abandon their shopping cart because, you know, they either didn't get an offer or it's too expensive for them. And as a merchant, this can really hurt your bottom line. So in 2018, in October, we quit our jobs. We raised 200,000 euros, and we started Montonio with a team of 8 fintech savvy people. Users who want to split their payments over a longer period of time can just select Montonio as a payment option. They authenticate themselves, and we just automatically fetch the loan offers from multiple lenders. By having multiple lenders, we actually increase conversions for merchants, and we let the customer pick the best offer for them. So, instead of paying APRs around like 40%, customers get rates around 20% with us instead. The lenders pay us a percentage as a commission for each successfully signed loan. So we launched Montonio and our point-of-sale financing solution in partnership with 2 Swedish banks, 1 creditor, and our first merchants in Estonian in late September 2019. And to date, we've actually helped finance nearly €500,000 worth of purchases, growing at 70% month to month on average. We're thinking big, and we're taking steps to launch in major European markets next year. Currently, though, we're focused on developing value-add services such as 10x cheaper payments for merchants and tools to help lenders make smarter credit decisions. Our key to growth is customer relationships. When a customer applies for a loan, we use open banking to build their financial profile. So in the future, we can offer that customer relevant financing services such as, car loans, mortgages, refinancing, and so on. Now, just imagine that you are that customer for a second, trying to buy a fridge. You go through our flow, you see all the different credit offers available to you, and you get to be the one picking the best offer. You feel like you're taken care of, and that you've kind of beaten the system in a sense, right? And when you do need that car loan, we want to be there for you. We just closed a round over €500,000 with some of the biggest VCs and angels in the region. So we're currently not fundraising, but if you're well connected to banks and creditors on markets such as Sweden, Germany, or Poland, we'd love to have a chat with you. So thank you for your time. I'm Karel, and this is Montonio.
Thanks so much, Carl. So you might not think if you're just looking at this company on the surface that it is so interesting to MasterCard, obviously to banks, but indeed MasterCard did acquire a competitor of yours back in 2019. And the reason I bring this up is because I actually want to talk about the whole notion of competition and cooperation, which is something that we really emphasize with Lighthouse. So we've got a lot of competitor banks. In some cases, we have companies working on the same sort of solution. What have you learned about competition and cooperation in the Lighthouse program and more broadly in this Nordic and Baltic ecosystem?
Right, thanks. That's a great question. Well, I mean, obviously, from the point of talking about collaboration, just talking to any kind of players in the field helps you get more insight into the state of the market, and obviously talking to banks in particular helps us establish new partnerships, which has been great. But just in general, Lighthouse has been really great for just bringing together people that know a lot about the fintech market. And that has enabled us to get some really great insight into markets where we didn't have as much know-how before.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's a tough question, and it's one that I think about a lot. I think obviously MasterCard has built some incredible infrastructure connecting banks that are, of course, competing over deposits and other sorts of things. But one thing I've learned is that this ability of fintechs to work across different banks is a huge benefit that we bring to the program. So thank you guys so much. And I guess our last company, before we announce the winner of Estonia and follow that up with the winner of the entire program, is, I take that back. There are 2 more companies. And the reason that I take that back is because just before the wire closed, our friends at Supplier Plus sent us in their video submission. And so we're pleased to bring that here to you right now with Supplier Plus.
Hi, my name is Kasper Gago, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Supplier Plus. We, together with our awesome team, have built a platform for small and medium-sized enterprises to get access to working capital. We figured out the concept after the 2008 financial crisis hit the hardest, especially for the SME sector. That meant that large corporations were able to extend their payment terms to manage their own cash flow, but left dwindling their own suppliers who were smaller and couldn't get access to the banks. Well, we're seeing the same trend right now with the COVID-19 crisis, as cash flow is becoming to be relevant again. The trade finance universe is rather large itself. It's 35 trillion of unpaid invoices constantly outstanding, out of which 400 billion is estimated to be the trade finance cap in only SME sector in the Western European Union. It's a massive opportunity, and especially consider the illiquid markets where factoring is not even a financial product yet. We have built a platform which enables large corporations to extend their payment terms while offering at the same time flexible and attractive interest rates for their suppliers. We're able to do so because we shifted the risk model entirely from the supplier side to the large corporate side, which in turn is attractive for the banks to finance their long-tail supply chain. This means that they don't have to have a physical presence in the market and they can do cross-border transactions easily. 2017, we shifted from the regular factoring model to the supply chain financing model, and 2019, we launched it with SEB Estonia. We've financed our activities so far with the founders and the team in the amount of 1.5 million euros, and we've also gathered 500,000 euros from our advisors, varying from different expertise domains such as asset management, banking, IT infrastructure, and already seasoned entrepreneurs. So far, our attraction has been 15 million euros with the first 2.5 years, 35 million alone in the last year in 2019, and so far, after 6 months in 2020, we have crossed the 80 million mark of financed invoices. This year, we are going to cross still the 100 million mark already in 2020. We are going to finance our first invoices in Ukraine, and we are opening up operations in Finland, and hopefully going the team to 15 professionals. 2021, we're going to launch our own fund program. We're going to expand into the CEE markets. We're going to launch 2 new products in the trade finance space, and we're going to grow the team to 35 people. We are raising money to expand our further growth to Southeast Asia, and for that reason, if you are interested, let's have a chat. Thank you for your interest.
Thanks so much, Casper. So this concept is very near and dear to my heart because my brother was starting a company trying to import granite from India. And basically, the reason he had to shut his company down is because he, as an SME, could not get this sort of financing. This was many years ago. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Halvor, which is, I mean, we're living in a time where there are so many solutions, I think for the first time ever, that are geared at scale to SMEs. Do you think that this is the best time in the history of the world to be starting a small business?
Absolutely, because we can like tailor-make the solutions nowadays, especially for the customers, which we can hear from the market what is necessary. And for us, like the trouble has been that if you create the market space, then you have to actually cater for the 3 sides here. But given like the feedback that we've gotten so far from our clients, it's very easy to tweak our models and therefore be like a very relevant in terms of like our coding pace and be very customer centric. And so this is why we are also working with the banks in this factor.
Excellent. So thank you guys so much for your participation in the program. Now I can finally say the last company of the entire Lighthouse program in its 4th edition is ready to come up. And this company processes 50,000 documents per month. Welcome, Pocket.
Hi, my name is Martin, and I am the CEO of Pocket. In almost every organization in the world, every penny is accounted for, and every receipt and invoice has to be entered into accounting. And that's why accountants spend 63% of their time manually entering data. We have a solution for that. With our easy-to-use mobile app, it's easy to submit receipts and invoices for accounting. We also have automatic text recognition that can find something almost every time. Here you can also see the cumulative precision of what fields our text recognition can find and how often these fields are correct. Our plans start from a free demo, but the paid plans start from €5 per user. Also different pricing is available, and also we have an API if you just want to use the text recognition without the app. At the moment, we are in Estonian, Latvian, and Finnish market, but in the future we plan to go to further European market as our app has a great competitive advantage specifically in the European markets. In July, we were serving 4,400 active users from 2,200 organizations. We were also serving more than 100 accounting agencies. And most of our customers are from Estonia, Finland, and Latvia. Our app can be used by the smallest micro-entrepreneurs and also up to the biggest corporations. For example, we're serving Taltech, which is the Technical University of Tallinn. Our team has been really working to solve this problem for some time, and we are really happy to work with this team and solving exactly these problems with these people. We are raising our next round of financing in the beginning of next year, and we would be using this financing to go to the further European markets. Thank you. My name is Martin, and I am from Pocket.
Thanks so much, Martin. Yeah, and I noticed that you guys started, and actually most of your customers in Finland and Latvia. I'm just wondering, what is the relevant geographical play there, and is this the same kind of geographical focus, localization that we see with markets like payments?
So for us, it was actually like the reason why we picked Latvia and Finland is that they are really next to us. So although our product is like digital and the customers all come digitally, it's like to start it up, it's pretty good to go there to Latvia and actually meet with these people. But for example, this month we have had 40 people registering from Poland, and none of us has actually gone to Poland. So yeah, that's why the geography.
Oh, that's so cool. And I was just finished reading the Netflix memoir from Mark Randolph, where he talks about how, their first customer came in and everybody's like, do you know that person? Do you know that person? And they didn't know the person. So it's so cool when you see businesses bringing in customers from all over the world. That's it.
That's great.
That's it for the Lighthouse program. That is all the companies that submitted videos anyway. And here we are. Yeah, here we are ready to reveal the winner of the class. And I guess Ludwig has a video for that too. Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. How does it feel?
It's unexpected, given that there's some really great competition out there. Honestly, we did not expect this.
It is deserved though, but there are a lot of good companies in there.
Yeah, this was an especially tough class for us. There, as you said, so many great companies in this class, and I know that we spent the most time debating as a team in Estonia. I mean, the most important market for sure when it comes to Latitude 59, and one that we are super excited about continuing to partner with in the future. So congratulations to you guys, and I mean 74% month-over-month growth is incredible.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, and that is so. If you guys remember the three companies from the all the classes, so we have Montonio, we have Shopbox from the Danish class, and we have Aprila Bank.
Yes.
And now I think it's time to figure out who the winner of the entire program is.
Yeah.
This is the program that will continue on to StartPath, MasterCard's global accelerator program. And
but before we reveal it,
yes,
we should first go to the massive.
Okay.
Pitches.
Yes. So stay tuned for that. And thank you, Eleanor, for keeping me on schedule.
We need to build the right tension.
Absolutely. So then on to you, Eleanor.
Yeah. So we're going into massive. As already sent in the intro, massive stands for Make a Social Impact Vision, and we already have 3 finalists in the program that were picked in May, which are Normative, Gemini, and Desert Control, and these are really great companies, fast growing, fast scaling. So I think we can be proud that we have had them in the program, and today they're here to pitch and also to answer some tough questions, I would say. But we will start with Normative.
My name is Christian, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Normative. Today I'm going to talk about 2 topics that really scares people: climate change and accounting. For the past 100 years, we have seen an exponential economical growth, but we have also seen an exponential growth of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And in order to avoid a global climate catastrophe, we now need exponential climate action. That means that we need to halve our emissions every single decade, according to the Paris Agreement. But in order to mitigate your emissions, you first need to measure them. And for companies, this is extremely hard because it means that you need to know the emissions of tens of thousands of purchased goods and services from thousands of suppliers. So that means that less than 100 companies in the world right now properly account for all of their greenhouse gas emissions. At Normative, we want to change this and make climate action as simple as possible. You start by uploading transactions data from your bank, bookkeeping records, or procurement system into Normative. Based on that, Normative automatically generates this beautiful overview of the impact of all of your activities, purchased goods and services from various suppliers, not only in greenhouse gases, but also in indicators such as biodiversity, effects on human health, and ocean acidification. And if you head over to our accountings view, you will see a list of the lowest hanging fruits of where to change to have a positive impact. So if you click one of these suppliers or procurements, you then get suggestions for what you can do to improve and how much you will mitigate your greenhouse gases by doing that improvement. Today, we're trusted by over 130 large enterprise clients all over the world, and some of them have won global awards for their work within sustainability. And together, our clients have mitigated 0.5 megatons, which is the equivalent to the entire country of Gambia. So thank you for listening to the presentation. I hope you join us to make the world.
Thank you, Christian. So following the program's vision, how is Normative able to impact the lives of 1 billion people and let them live more prosperous and secure?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So, I mean, I think we need to change the paradigm of how we account for things. I mean, today we account for things in terms of, profit, but we need to think wider of that. We need to think about the externalities of goods and services, because you have pollution that are killing millions of people. You have climate change, which means that you have more climate refugees than ever before. And those impacts have a financial cost, and we need to account for them in order to mitigate risks in our businesses and frankly, make the world a better place.
Yeah, and I was just talking with Eleanor before this about how it took financial accounting, 200 years to finally agree on some standards. And it's funny that the standards we agreed on essentially emphasize short-term metrics like stock prices and even from the investing world, like IRR. If you have an investment pop early, your IRR is great. And so there's this innate short-term focus. And the challenge for you guys going forward will be to design an accounting system that is of course, long-term in its very nature. So super exciting to work with you guys. And I'm glad that we have become closer during this program, Christian. Thank you so much.
Very nice. So up next is Desert Control. They are using liquid nanoclay technology to turn deserted land into fertile land. So the word is to Ole Christian, Desert Control, pitch.
Imagine a day without water. You can survive 3 weeks without food, but hardly 3 days without water. And by 2025, 1.8 billion people will suffer absolute water scarcity. More than 70% of all available fresh water is currently consumed by agriculture. What if 40% was enough to grow even more food than today? That's why we invented LNC, to turn sand into fertile soil and reduce water usage by up to 50%. It's critical to stop the loss of fertile soil. Every minute, more than 30 football fields of productive land is lost to desertification. And as more soil turns to sand, more water is lost. Clay-rich soils retain more water and has high resilience to droughts. Mixing clay into the ground, however, is difficult. We therefore invented a way to turn clay into a liquid nearly as thin as water. The liquid is sprayed onto the surface and percolates down to form a soil structure that retains water like a sponge. This saves water and increases yields. Independent research has conducted multi-year validation of our technology. And this summer, we turned a piece of desert outside Dubai into a green oasis of fruits and vegetables. In March, we successfully closed a seed funding round and started to develop more efficient clay processing units to prepare for market expansion. And together with MasterCard Lighthouse Massive, we have also formed strategic partnerships to accelerate our next stage. Restoring degraded soils can offset 50 gigatons of CO2 and significantly increase food production. And a day without water will remain imagination.
Thank you. Great pitch. So most people wouldn't necessarily think that MasterCard has much to do with soil tech. But Ole Christian, can you tell us about your experience with MasterCard in the program and the partnership conversations that you had?
Oh, thank you. I would say I was kind of surprised to even join the program because I thought it was for fintechs only. But you know, with the experience and all the partnerships that have been opened up, we really see the link between everything that we do. And also, if you look at the business model that we are building here, where it will include you know, creating jobs and opportunities and prosperities in local communities that are focused on creating positive ripple effects of healing the land, you know, cultivating better soil, stopping desertification, creating jobs in agriculture and green areas that will, you know, create these circular systems that will benefit the prosperity of all life. And as such, you know, I've learned that it becomes a very good match with MasterCard and the Massive program. So we're very happy to be here.
Great, thank you, Ole Christian. So up next is Gemini. They are helping unbanked women into the formal economy. So it's the pitch from Charlotte Rinja. No.
I'm Charlotte, and I co-founded Gemini based on my experience working with microfinance in East Africa. What I realized was an amazing potential to unlock data in existing traditional savings communities and link these with banks. And that by providing values for NGOs, we could reach these communities without cost. So in less than 2 years, we did research in 4 African countries, developed our digital platform together with more than 600 women, gained more than 4,000 users, and now we partnered with 53 NGOs, the government of Ethiopia, to reach 100,000 users next year. Gemini is a financially sustainable, truly scalable digital solution to ending poverty. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Charlotte. Great pitch. So what has been the highlight or highlights of what you got out of the Massive program?
I was kind of, can you see me?
Yes.
Yes, I was kind of fearing that you would ask this question because we got so much out of the program, and I think you both know that. So we were introduced to Monty Mobile, that we did our initial partnership with the World Economic Forum, that is helping us push the financial inclusion agenda in Ethiopia, where some new legislation is now standing in the way instead of opening new opportunities. We also, learn from other partners in the program, that maybe something seems like it's competitive, but when you get down to it, you're each providing value. So we ended up actually partnering with Aeon Sigma, who was also part of the program, and really looking forward to getting started in Kenya with them. So I think so many things. MasterCard in Kenya, we've linked up with 3 offices, so both the lab, MasterCard corporate, but also the foundation, who's going to be coming out with a call anytime. So it's really interesting and provided immense value.
Wow.
And I know Eleanor worked really hard to recruit an intern for you guys as well, which is something we were trying with the program this year. So that was super cool to see that person start just a few weeks ago. It's so great to have you in, and I think now it's the time to announce the winner. And so just for those of you on the line who are trying to get context on this program, so this is a separate program than the first 15 companies we went through. And we've already been through that kind of culling phase. So as Charlotte mentioned, Aeon Sigma and 3 other companies have already been, how should we say this? They've already been eliminated from the program. So, and now we will choose the winner of the entire massive first class. And I guess that's coming right now. Okay, huge moment for the program. Ola, Christian, how does it feel to be the first ever winner of Massive?
Wow, I'm speechless. I mean, it's such a great honor. I mean, it's the first ever class, and we thought that this wasn't going to even be relevant for us. So we're just so grateful for the spotlight that this also shines onto a vital cause of caring for really our planet, the soil, enabling sustainable reforestation initiatives, and really working on such critical issues. I mean, water scarcity, climate change, biodiversity, food security. This is all, a little bit surprising to me to be sort of the winner, as I expected it to be fintech oriented. But I mean, I just have to say thank you, and it sort of proves also that we are all winners of this program. All of the companies that joined, because this program is about the 4 Ps, as I say, it's about people, partnerships, possibilities, and prosperity. So thank you. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah, and another way I would say this, because I mean, those of you might be wondering, okay, a soil tech company, right? But the purpose of Massive is to create prosperity and security for the entire world. Because when we make the world a more prosperous and secure place, all businesses thrive, including, of course, the ones that are in this program. And I think you guys are definitely building solutions that tangibly do that. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And now I was so excited earlier about sharing the winner of the Lighthouse program, but now that the tension has been mounting, I think it's time to reveal who that winner is. Incredible. Another grand finale. So Halvor, it looks like you're still there. I know we already put you on the spot once, but welcome back into the awkward limelight of being the winner of the entire program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And just one quick thing. We've asked both Halvor and Ole Christian from Desert Control to join us on a call after the program so we can discuss some things. But you will also be invited to pitch at MasterCard's Start Path program, which is their global accelerator, not an accelerator, rather, it's a global partnership platform designed to bring you into contact with banks and other players all around the world. So congratulations on that opportunity. Any words from you?
Super cool. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much.
I think we forgot, like, in our excitement to reveal the massive prize, which is also the pitch for Startmart.
Yeah, that's true. And so in both cases, these companies will be joining us in the pitch to MasterCard's global program. This is an extremely competitive program. The average funding size of those companies is significantly higher than what we have in the Lighthouse program, but it is necessarily a graduation onto the kind of global arena. And so we look forward to welcoming both of you guys to that event at a to be determined time. So we'll join you on a call after this. That, I think, brings us to the very end of the program. And I just want to say a few words to all of the companies and everybody here in the audience that has been a part of this journey with us. It has not been ideal. It has not been what we wanted. You know, this is a remote meeting, clearly, and this is the kind of thing that really changes lives, and it's good to bring that into an in-person context. But I will say this, that in the dark and in the dangerous moments of life, that's exactly when you need a lighthouse the most. And these companies that we've been working with here have been bright, shining lights. Aprila doing work with SMEs around the COVID crisis, and many of the other leaders and examples to the startup community have shown me what it's like to be resilient, to learn and adapt in the midst of this time. So I just want to say thank you. I also want to say thank you to my team, who has done an incredible job adapting. We've never done a live broadcast like this before, but here we are in a studio that's set up in our office right now. So really thank you to the team here at Montonio that has done such a great job. And we will see you guys in the fall. I encourage everybody here to follow MasterCard Lighthouse on LinkedIn, and you can find all the future information about our events and programs there. And we look forward to staying in touch. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.